UK coronavirus cases have jumped by 23,000 in one single day due to a computing error. A computing error is what caused this spike in data and this potential cause of panic throughout the country. And when we drill down, it seems that these numbers should have been attributed to other dates. And this just goes on to show the errors that our government has been making, the panic that instills into the public, the disproportionate response to the virus, and the total lack of science-based decision-making. The mayor of Liverpool, Joe Anderson, has now called out for a review of the lockdown of 1.5 million people in Merseyside because that could have been based on some of this data. And he is saying that we have a pandemic of incompetence from the government, a pandemic of incompetence. And I couldn't agree more. And the mayor of Leeds and the mayor of Manchester has also called on the government, and yet the mayor of London has said nothing. He said nothing to look out for the 9 million inhabitants of this great city and to question the government's response and the lockdown measures based on those numbers. And we drilled in to these increase in cases numbers that's been purveyed on our newspapers and mainstream media and by the government, reasons for locking down our entire economy, reasons for the 10 p.m. curfew that is literally crushing the hospitality business, that's responsible for billions and billions of pounds of revenue, millions and millions of jobs. And the truth is that when you really drill down into the data, the danger is not there. When you look at deaths per day that are attributed to COVID-19 and those that have had a COVID positive test in the last 28 days, it is less than 1% of the total deaths in the country. Less than 1%. 10 times more people die every single day from smoking-related illnesses, and yet the government isn't locking down tobacco stores. So if they truly cared about your health, that's what they would be doing, and yet they don't, because there is total incompetence happening in our government. There is a lack of leadership, there's a disproportionate response to this virus, and there's a total lack of science-based decision-making. We need to protect those that are in danger of this virus, but we need to allow the rest of the public, the rest of the economy, to get back to work, to save Britain's economy, to get people back in these cities and get everything functioning again. I'm tired of these alarming numbers that are happening every day that are literally being purveyed to us as these scaremongering tactics and times to panic and attack in order to give the government more control and to cover the poor decision-making they've made over the past 6 and 7 months. Here at London Real, we've been a platform for free speech, and we've been highlighting and really featuring so many scientists, Nobel Prize winners, doctors and nurses that have been talking about the science since March, and yet most of our content is being censored and not being allowed to be pushed in the mainstream media. Ask yourself why. We are going to continue speaking the truth. And again, this spike in numbers, this jump in coronavirus rates, it's ridiculous, and it shows a pandemic of incompetence by our government. And I'm going to keep calling this out. Please leave me your comments below. Share this video with others. We've got to really talk about this and make this really present in the public. Again, a total lack of leadership, disproportionate response to the virus, and a total lack of science-based decision-making. Let's get some real leadership. Let's make good decisions. Let's get London back to work. Thank you.